Hey, Swole Dog. Uh, just waking up, slightly confused, but good. It's supposed to be warmer today, and I got a couple songs stuck in my head that I want to sing. It's like too early for that, so but I definitely want to sing. So I enjoy that. It's relaxing, but just continuing to relax and that's what I'm gonna do today. And try to take it easy. I had a lot of dreams last night, which is interesting. Uh, I don't want to talk about them. Kind of embarrassing. Basically, there's one dream where it was weird. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. It just basically involves like missing somebody who is like no longer in my life, like at all. Hasn't been for a while. And I was like, it was nice. It was like a fantasy, like not weird fantasy. Like it was like oh, I love this person. This person loves me, and this is like a sweet setting or whatever. And it's like, and then I like wake up and I'm like, damn it. Why? Why? Like I miss this person. But anyways, uh, I'm just gonna chill and do my regular thing and work out. Then come home and do a little bit of things or whatever. Do a couple things and just continue forward. I did do a trade with my computer, trading commodities, making money that way. Uh, but I didn't make any money. It was just I had to do I had to do it so I don't get penalized. I gotta trade once a month, but it did get me inspired. I did take a picture of basically a chart, and with that information, I can do some continue on my programming uh, of my idea of how to make money on a regular basis. The idea is still there. Basically, I'll talk about a little bit. It has to do with reading how the days are going. Uh, basically, I have the ability in the computer program capability to be able to read and see that if a day, if the price ended up or down for the day, and then based off that information, look at the last day. And so if it's gone up twice in a row, 2 days in a row, then to do a trade in the positive direction. So basically, it's if it's going up 2 days in a row, then set a set a automatically do a buy and setting a threshold for it to sell at a reasonable amount, and based off of the patterns that I've seen, the likelihood of it reaching that threshold. And there's still some variables, of course, like throughout the day it goes up and down. But the likelihood is very good, very high, and so basically I got to a point where it's basically near completion. So to be able to do what I'm saying, uh, to do it automatically. But the thing is that I basically hit a roadblock mentally. I was like, didn't go through with it, so to speak. Didn't put it into put it into action. But I definitely feel it right now, and I don't know, I'm pretty excited. I don't have to like it can be running without me actually doing real money. For right now, I could just monitor it. So I think the sooner I do that, I know it's pretty exciting. There's a likelihood that it won't work, of course, but there's a couple of fine tuning things, programming things I'd like to do just so I can test properly and document, for instance, what the prices, price movements for the day, and set for me to receive emails periodically and see how it's doing, like that kind of thing, and then that's basically it. I mean, there's more fail safes, uh, like that. I know I need to do this now that I'm reminding myself. Like if things go wrong, for it to correct itself. But I'm less worried about that, particularly since I'm, home. Uh, Unfortunately, I've tried to set up, like, it would be so easy just to remote, to set up my network to be able to connect to it remotely. But I've been hacked so many times in the beginning when I tried doing that. So it's kind of funny. But it's like, that's not even a possibility because my network just gets hacked, no matter what I try. So I keep my network closed off. It's the only way. But yeah, as far as doing testing, I'm less concerned about it breaking down. Uh, but I will. That's the thing, though. That's the thing that can screw me over with this project is that, let's say I have a trade going and the computer, for whatever reason, doesn't update or whatever. And then it's like, okay. But even then, the chances of me losing money is minimal, considering that the process still went through. Like, I still bought after 2 days. I can interact with my computer, but I'd have to be home to check on it, at least once a day, or at least have that, which is a good idea now that I think about it. Just have an email update, make sure I get emailed every hour or so. And if for whatever reason it stops emailing me because there's an issue, uh, which actually is a really good idea, then I'll know immediately there's a problem and the program will shut down, but I'll still have that trade problem. But as I said, the likelihood of it going south is less likely than it going up. So I could do that to minimize risk for now until I fix the or come up with a fix. And I think that's where I stopped last time, where I was like, well, the fix would be to set up a couple side programs to restart everything. And, if there's a trade that's active or still in being processed, and to fix that. So that could be a second thing. And I know I can do that. But it just takes it took a lot of focus that I didn't have. Not that was spiritually, if you would, spiritually taken away from me. And it'd be a good way to test the limits of what I'm capable of doing right now, as far as being, mentally or spiritually constrained, if you will, moderated. And it could open me up to doing other things that I would really like to do if I'm able to move forward with this. Uh, Aside from the financial gain, clearly, but yeah. So that's the plan, to see what my capabilities are as far as focusing. And I really think the project will work. I'm not full of shit, but I say that every time. I've said it a few times in the past, working with stocks, and working with even with the current type of commodity that I'm trying to trade. Different ideas, but this one seems really good. Uh, but you don't know until you try it. But I definitely am hesitant because I'm silly. It's scary. I'll admit it's scary. Uh, in a way, success is scary. I'm not saying it's going to work exactly, but imagine going from making no money like I am right now to making, you know, hundreds of dollars a week, uh, just from a computer program. Yeah. Now, of course, this is all legal, legal, and I'm not being malicious, and I am trading a very small quantity to not be manipulative of the market. So I've given it a lot of thought in the past. And anyways, that's where I'm at. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'll probably just do some. Now that I'm talking about it so much, probably just do some computer programming today. Some light computer programming. But I'm still recovering and still. Yeah, no. But yeah. Uh, yeah. I actually have a really, really difficult time doing computer programming, or any kind of things, to be honest, when I'm at home. Uh, I'm not proud to say that. It's kind of embarrassing. Uh, uh, at least that's the way it's been in the past. The last year, haven't been able to do it at all because of that spiritual moderation that I'm blaming, but it's the truth. Uh, so I could argue that it's psychological, but I don't think it's that. I think it's spiritual moderation into the effect of my psychology. A combination of the two, but which one came first? It's clearly the moderation, in my opinion. Anyways, uh, I would very much like to be able to the thing is that there's a big concern about the effect of it on of working on things at home, uh, because it does affect me. And but I'll try a little bit. I'll see what I can. I'll do it as a learning experience, and also experiment. See what I'm capable of doing. Uh, because one thing that I do fear uh, is that when I was much younger, like a decade ago, it's the kind of thing that I would lose myself in, which is kind of something I need right now, to be honest. But let's see. We'll see. I'm definitely in new territory. Some familiar things, but definitely a new territory in my life. So, anyways, appreciate y'all for letting me talk. I'm gonna get going. And y'all have a good day. All right, bye.